Welcome to today's deep dive. We're going to be going deep into a LinkedIn profile
Oh, interesting.
of an AI engineer. His name is Ahmed Shafiq,
Okay.
and he's at Link Development.
Uh-huh.
You might be thinking, a whole deep dive about a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah. Sounds a little dry, maybe.
But trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye, right? We're going to see what we can learn about his expertise
Okay.
just from his LinkedIn
I
profile.
like it. It's like a little detective work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Ahmed has a master's in AI and data science
Wow.
from the University of Ottawa.
Impressive.
What does that tell you?
Well, a master's from a program like that, I mean, that suggests some pretty rigorous training, right? We're
Yeah.
talking, deep learning architectures, natural language processing,
Right.
maybe even some really specialized stuff like computer vision or robotics.
Yeah.
It's not just about knowing how to code at that point.
Right.
It's about, like, the theory behind AI.
Yeah, the fundamentals. And then we see he worked at Vallejo before Link Development.
Oh, Vallejo, huh?
Yeah, they're a big name in automotive tech.
For sure, for sure.
What kind of experience do you think he would have gotten there?
Oh, working at a place like Vallejo, I mean, he was probably involved in some seriously large-scale projects.
Yeah.
Dealing with huge data sets, complex data,
Right.
and having to navigate the demands of, like, a global industry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of experience you just don't get from a classroom.
Right.
And it also says something about his ability to work in a large organization.
Yeah.
Which is, a pretty important skill in AI development these days.
It's interesting you mentioned that collaboration because even in his About section, he mentions that he's fluent in English.
Okay.
He's got a bunch of certifications, including one for building business relationships.
Interesting.
So it seems to go beyond just the technical side, right?
Oh, absolutely. In a field like AI, which is all about, constantly changing and collaborating, communication and relationship building are key.
Right.
Those certifications, combined with his language skills,
Yeah.
I mean, that paints a picture of someone who really gets it.
Yeah.
Someone who understands how important clear communication is
Right.
and connecting with people.
Okay, let's dig into a specific project he led at Vallejo.
Okay.
Focused on improving road safety using AI,
Oh, wow.
detecting things like snow and ice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's challenging.
What jumped out at you about this project?
Well, the thing that I found really interesting was his decision to use open source data.
Yeah, he shifted the project to use open source data.
Right.
Why does that stand out to you?
It suggests a commitment to transparency
Uh-huh.
and reproducibility.
Uh-huh.
By using open source data, he's basically inviting other people to look at his work,
Right.
to build on it, potentially even improve it.
Yeah.
It's a mindset that, goes beyond just individual achievement
Right.
and embraces that collaborative spirit of the AI community.
He also highlights that he led the whole development process, not just like the coding part.
Oh, for sure.
I'd imagine that requires a whole other set of skills.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Leading a project from start to finish means you're not just a coder, you're a project manager.
Yeah.
You got to be a communicator,
Yeah.
a team leader.
Yeah.
He had to define the scope, manage resources, and make sure everyone was on the same page.
Right.
Those soft skills are often overlooked,
Yeah.
but they're absolutely essential for any AI project.
And he specifically mentions creating a user-friendly application.
Okay.
Why do you think that's so important, especially for an AI project focused on road safety?
Because even if you have the most amazing AI in the world, it's useless if people can't actually use it, right?
Right.
I mean, think about it. With road safety, the end users could be drivers, it could be traffic management systems, it could even be autonomous vehicles,
Right.
The success of that project really hinges on making the AI accessible and understandable
Right.
to its audience, whoever they may be. It's all about making it work in the real world.
Right. So beyond the technical stuff, Ahmed's profile really focuses on making a real world impact.
Right.
And we see that reflected in his volunteer experience as well.
Okay.
He was a scientific volunteer for the Biomedical Scientific Association.
Wow. For how long?
Almost 3 years.
That's a pretty significant commitment.
Yeah.
It shows that he's not just interested in, the theoretical side of AI.
Right.
He wants to use it to make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
And volunteering in the biomedical field, he really wants to use AI for good.
Yeah. To improve healthcare.
Yeah. Or advanced scientific research.
Right. It's like he's drawn to projects with a real purpose.
Absolutely. It's got to have meaning.
Speaking of projects, there are two that he highlights specifically.
Yeah.
A road hazard detection system
Uh-huh.
and an integrated medical system using AI and robotics.
Those are some pretty ambitious projects.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting to see how they kind of align with his work at Vallejo
Right.
and his volunteer work.
It's all connected.
Yeah, like he's taking his experiences and building on them.
Right. And his integrated medical system project, that spanned over 2 years
Right.
and even overlapped with his undergrad studies.
So he was doing this while he was still in school?
Yeah, that's serious dedication.
It really shows that he's not afraid of a challenge.
Right.
And the fact that he used both AI and robotics,
Yeah.
it shows that he can work across different disciplines.
Okay, so we've covered his education, his experience at Vallejo, his volunteer work,
Yeah.
even specific projects.
Yeah.
Taking a step back, what's the overall impression you get?
You know, what strikes me is that his profile isn't just a list of achievements.
Right.
It shows a way of thinking.
Right.
Like, he emphasizes collaboration,
Yeah.
transparency with the open source data thing,
Mm-hmm.
and making sure technology is actually useful.
Yeah, user-friendly.
Exactly.
So it's like his technical skills are a given,
They're assumed.
but it's these other aspects that really stand out.
For sure, those soft skills.
Yeah.
His commitment to using AI ethically.
Right.
Those are the things that set him apart.
It's not just about building algorithms.
Right.
It's about using AI to make a positive impact.
Exactly. He's thinking about the big picture.
So for our listener, let's do a little thought experiment.
I like it.
Based on everything we've learned about Ahmed, what kind of AI project do you think he'd be most passionate about?
That's a good one. Well, given his background, I could see him tackling something really complex.
Yeah.
Like a big social problem.
Right.
Maybe in healthcare or environmental sustainability.
Oh, I see that.
Something with a real impact.
And how do you think his approach would be different?
I think his emphasis on collaboration will be key.
Right, bringing people together.
Yeah. He understands that you need different perspectives to solve big problems.
Yeah.
It's not just about him building an algorithm.
Right.
It's about building a team.
And his focus on making things user-friendly,
Yeah, that's crucial, especially in fields like healthcare or education.
where the users might not be tech-savvy.
Exactly. He wouldn't just be focused on the technical stuff.
Right.
He'd want to make sure it actually helps people.
It's inspiring to see someone like that.
It is. It's a good reminder that the future of AI isn't just about the technology.
Right.
It's about the people using it for good.
It really makes you think about the human side of AI.
It does. And, you know, there's one more thing about Ahmed's profile I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about exploring new techniques?
Yeah.
He's really into interpretability in AI models.
Right. He said AI shouldn't be a black box.
Exactly. Why do you think that's so important to him?
Well, I think it shows that he's thinking about the ethics of AI.
Right. Responsible development.
As AI gets more powerful, we need to understand how it works.
Yeah. How it makes decisions.
Otherwise, people might not trust it.
Exactly. It could even lead to fear.
Especially when AI is used in important areas like healthcare or finance.
Right. If you get a medical diagnosis from an AI
Yeah.
and you don't understand how it got there.
It's going to make you hesitate.
Exactly. Ahmed seems to want a more transparent approach,
Yeah, where we can understand the AI.
even if we're not data scientists.
So it's not just about building AI that works.
Right.
It's about building AI that we can trust.
That's a great way to put it. It all comes back to what makes Ahmed's profile so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just about his technical skills, it's about his values.
His vision for AI.
Exactly. And that vision seems to be all about collaboration, real-world applications, and transparency.
Those are some pretty important values.
They are. It's refreshing to see someone like him in the field.
It reminds us that AI is about more than just the code.
It's about the people behind it.
So for anyone listening, remember to look beyond the algorithms.
Yeah, think about the people creating AI,
Their motivations, their values.
because they're the ones who will shape the future.
It's been great diving into Ahmed Shafiq's profile with you.
Likewise, it's amazing what you can learn from just a LinkedIn profile.
And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought. Keep exploring the world of AI and keep asking questions.